yourself and how you got into politics.
Oh, well, completely by accident. I've been in the Senate for WA for 2 years now, and I was one of the folks that was catapulted in there by the constitutional issues that came up a couple of years ago around people having dual citizenship when they didn't know it. So one of our MPs was knocked off, and I was at the time in the middle of university and doing youth advocacy, disability advocacy, kind of working in those spaces, and then got the phone call that I was going to be elected into a position in Canberra.
Awesome.
So
that's really cool.
yeah, it's been a wild ride, but in some ways it's a good way to end up there, because I never have known anything other than just being an activist and taking that activistic approach to policy issues. And what I've found is that is actually what's hugely politics.
Alright, so when you got into politics with the Greens, how has your advocacy helped create or help a process that would create youth policies?
Absolutely. So one of the things I'm really excited about having kicked off was an inquiry into the idea of lowering the voting age to 16. There's about 1 million young people across Australia between the ages of 16 and 17 who don't get the opportunity to vote under the current system, even though we do things like pay tax and can drive a car and are very much affected by health policies. You know, you can engage in a process which ultimately can create a human life from the age of 16, yet you can't vote until you're 18. And that's an unfairness that I really tried to tackle, and I'm really proud we were able to kick off that conversation, because hopefully we'll get to the space where that cohort of people can vote if they want to and have their voice heard.
And just on that, if it did come to that, because when I did some research, it was studies conducted on about 28,000 youth in Australia, and one of the main concerns they had was that 25% of them actually don't have trust in their own government. So on lowering the voting age, how would you push youth to actually get involved in being more concerned about their government and about politics?
Well, I think the studies you're referring to there are bang on. I mean, a lot of young people are incredibly distrustful of government. A lot of people are generally as well, and they're right to be. And one of the things that drives that is, unfortunately, the reality that a lot of politicians don't listen to people or address the general concerns of the community. So giving people the right to vote, you know, the opportunity to have their seat at the ballot box, means that actually if you want to get elected as a politician, you've got to go and talk to young people at our level about our issues on our terms. If you want to get in there, and that's ultimately what true power for young people looks like, and that's what will restore trust.
So what youth issues do the Greens appeal to?
Absolutely. Well, I think one of the biggest issues for young people in 2019 is climate change. I mean, climate change threatens to quite literally steal our future from us. You know, if we don't address this issue, and the experts have said that we've got 12 years to do it, we are going to spend our lives addressing a climate crisis. That'll be the environment in which we pursue our dreams and raise our kids. And we're the only party with a policy that not only talks the talk of acting on climate change, but actually does the transformative things that we need to do to address the issue, like phase out coal, like, you know, say no to new mining projects here in Australia like Adani, and invest in that renewable energy side of things, which, by the way, creates a hell of a lot more jobs for young people than coal and gas does.
So if that is a massive issue for the youth, why do you think people still aren't appealing to the Greens and that particular part of your policy?
It's a great question. I mean, I think that politics in Australia is complicated, and what translates directly into political support is a complex question as well. I think we have a very biased media in this country, run by fossil fuel interests largely, and they skew some public perceptions about what the Greens are about. But also, I think that there is a growing feeling of support for the Greens in the